So while the U.S. economy continues to be like a freight train with no signs of slowing down, prices on the most important goods and services are skyrocketing. I mean, I'm talking about things like healthcare, housing, food increases up 200% since 1998. One of the biggest offenders is childcare costs. That's gone up nearly 120%. If you've got kids, though, I don't have to tell you this. And this is what candidates should be talking about, but we don't hear enough of it. Certainly, I don't think we did last night. Joining me to discuss, Independent Women's Forum policy advisor Hadley Manning. You know, I think they're wasting a lot of time trying to convince people the economy isn't good. They went in circles on Middle East policy. I'm still confused. And this was low-hanging fruit because everyone, no matter what your political persuasion, frustrated with these issues.
Well, the economy is very strong, so it's hard to attack a strong economy. But the way we see Democrats reframing economic issues now, if they're smart, is they're focusing on whether or not our economy is fair. And particularly these issues that you've mentioned, whether it's housing, health care, education costs, those are huge burdens for working families. And the costs have skyrocketed over time, in large part due to interventions from bad public policy, due to government subsidization and price controls, which have skewed our supply and demand in those markets. And unfortunately, what we're hearing, if any proposals to fix things, it's more of the same.
No, it's so interesting because, we had the producer price index, which is an inflation gauge. We had consumer price index yesterday. Both came in less or weaker than anticipated. The price for things like televisions have dropped to nothing. And yet, childcare, it costs more to raise children in 28 states than it does for college tuition. The Trump administration wants to hit this hard. They put something in the last budget for federal workers, paid leave. But it feels to me that this could be one of those defining issues that no one's talking about, but could actually make a difference in the election this year.
Sure. Certainly, we've seen big changes in terms of women's employment over the last couple of generations. And now that we have more households with single parents or with two earners, the demand for childcare has skyrocketed. On the other hand, Charles, there's a lot of regulations on the childcare industry. It's one of the most highly regulated, and in large part for good reason. We want our children to be safe, and we want to hold childcare providers accountable. But what they're providing, these services, are costly in part due to how laborious they are. Anybody who's taking care of young children, infants, toddlers knows that's hard work, and certainly those workers deserve to be paid well. But on the other hand, some of these regulations are not necessary. There are child-to-staff ratios in some states that are simply so low that parents don't have the choice of more affordable options. So it is time to be talking about this issue and ways to make life more affordable and doable for working families. I
just hope they don't talk about raising taxes to fix this, which everyone acknowledges is a problem. Hadley, thank you very much. Always appreciate it. All right, folks, we are watching these markets. The Dow closing really on pace now to close above 29,000. It'd be the